What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the WKU Dynasty on College Football 25. It is Steve, and we are coming off of our first ever back-to-back title. And it is time to officially make the switch after winning 3 straight SEC titles. We are headed to the Big 10 to conquer college football. Indiana will be taking our place in the SEC. Another red school, another southern school, somewhat southern, I guess. That is my reasoning for making the SEC there. I love the SEC, but I feel like we have just dominated. This is year 8 of the Dynasty. We have won 3 national championships, and at this point, the goal is simply, as we're looking at Conference USA with Vanderbilt, the goal is simply to win 3 straight. That would probably be the cap to the series, I'm not going to lie. 3 straight would be remarkable. That doesn't happen in college very often. That would be like an Alabama kind of dynasty. But we are going to a new conference for the first time. Some people would argue the Big 10 is tougher than the SEC. And in this game, I would have to say that's true. Because you have Ohio State, you have Michigan, and you have Oregon. Whereas in the SEC, you got Bama, Georgia, and then there's a little bit of a drop, but you also have Penn State in this game. Penn State's usually pretty good too. Looking at our schedule, it is pretty easy non-conference wise. We're going to have Purdue, we're going to have Rutgers, we're going to have USF, Oregon, USC, Washington, Penn State, Northwestern, Ohio State, and Nebraska. We are the #1 ranked team in the country. Junior year Tyron not up to an 84 overall. DeMar Ezekiel and Javier Sabier. Also juniors are your backup too. At the running back position, sophomore Mike Otis has taken the leap to an 83 overall, but Nick Elkins at an 81 for his senior year, still going to get plenty of touches, and Van Lance at an 85 overall junior. This is likely going to be a 3-headed monster backfield this season. Nick McNeil, of course, Timote Simonu, Isaiah Council, and Benji Poole are going to be your top 4 receivers. Eric Boss, sophomore, keep an eye on him. He's got killer speed. And Jamie Antonio, freshman, is just going to crack the starting 6. Just because you're not in the starting 6 doesn't mean you won't make an appearance, but it's simply not likely. No one's benching Nick McNeil. Jeremy Skaggs running it back as our tight end 1. Of course, the speedster. Tackle is going to be Jerry Warrior, senior at 90 overall. Tommy Reichester, 93 overall, right guard. Sophomore Alex Paul going to be our center. Keenan Murphy at an 84 overall. Right tackle is going to be Gordon Mays, senior. Left end, we got David Free, junior, one of our best defensive players. Najee Ryder, the sophomore, on the opposite side. Defense tackles, we got Velasquez and Torre, as well as Matt Cray, the sophomore rising star. Left outside linebacker Keyshawn Wells, the sophomore, played really good for us his freshman year. Peter Keys coming in his senior year for Miles Everett as well. Joseph Birmingham, also a senior. A lot of really key seniors in this linebacker room. We got Tyrus Heggie, the freshman, making the start at 77 overall. Quarterback room doesn't look bad. Lane Wilkins, the sophomore rising star at 89 overall, as well as James Bliss and Javon Newcomb. Leonard Chosen. They're going to be our top 4. And then at the free safety position, we got Ben Coons at 85 overall, the junior, and strong safety Dion Marvin at 83 overall for his junior season. Jamarcus Barr and Stephen Tobin will be your special teams players. And it is officially time to open up year 8. Our first ever Big 10 conference game goes at Purdue, 84 overall, not bad in this dynasty as compared to real life. And we are on the road in unfamiliar territory. So while I do expect to run the table, possibly go undefeated, we have yet to have a perfect season all the way through either. So that's another one of these goals going into this year. Purdue, I'm sure they don't want to get bullied here at home. As you know, back-to-back defending national champs, we have a target on our back, meaning everyone's giving us their best shot. But with that being said, I'm not worried. We have Tyron Knott. We have Nick McNeil. Nick McNeil had the opportunity to go to the NFL, and he said no. So here we are at Purdue for our first ever Big 10 game. Willie Braham getting the senior highlight at 84 overall, 96 speed. Got to watch him on the edge. 1st and 10 for Devin Trapp. Here comes the Boilermakers. Shotgun formation. Takes the snap. Plenty of time over the middle. That's a nice dime and a 21-yard play to get this offense going. 8:45 left in this one. From the shotgun. Over. That's going to be jumped. It's Lane Wilkins, the sophomore. The 89 overall to open up the year. 35-yard pick six to open up our Big 10 conference debut. And it's not just Tyron Knott and Nick McNeil carrying the squad. We have a stout defense as well, and Lane Wilkins coming in was a superstar his freshman year, now up to almost a 90 overall. I'm expecting that to continue. It's James Bliss overthrown. This defense is making plays, and Tyron Knott right away is going to have his first junior year drive deep into Purdue territory. A very rough start for Devin Trapp. It's 2 interceptions in less than 2 minutes for this Hilltopper defense. Here is 2nd and 12 for Knott and company. By himself in the backfield, we can expect a pass here. There he is, Nick McNeil, the best player in college football, takes it for a first down. 2nd and goal at the 1. Can we add on to this total? It is Ben Lance up the middle, finding a path. Touchdown for the junior. 14-0. Our defense with all the momentum gets them off the field again. There is Mike Otis beebing and wobbing and finding a spin move, getting tackled ahead, having a productive 4 rushes for 22 yards to start his day. Still in the first quarter here, shotgun. Here comes Ben Lance again. The junior's got an open space, and they are blocking very efficiently for the sophomore, junior Ben Lance. And that is how the first quarter is going to come to an end. 14-0. Western leaving off right where they started with a balanced offensive approach and a defense that is stout and dominating, trying to go back to back to back. Not going to take off on his own. Almost finds the end zone. Had Ben Lance on the pass there. Chose to take it himself. 3rd and goal from the 6. Not scrambling out, trying to get this one out. He's going to go down. And Purdue going to stop the bleeding just a little bit, holding us to 3. Here is Jamarcus Bars on 4th and goal. This should be a chip shot. It is up. It is good. And WKU up 17 now on the road. Does Purdue have anything they can respond with, or are they just going to get steam piled and rolled over all game? 3rd and 4. Purdue, that's going to go down. The defense again in the backfield. What a pressured play. Here is 3rd and 20. Minute left in this first half. Purdue would manage to find 3. Knott gets hit as he's thrown. That is Tamote Simon. You chopping his feet. Trying to get some extra points before the half. Good effort play right there. We would find ourselves in another 3rd and 10 though. Knott scrambling out. Throws it on the run. Jeremy Skaggs. What a play. What a throw and what a way to find extra yards for the tight end there. That's another timeout. 1 more left in this half. 52 seconds for Knott in Purdue territory, trying to play aggressive here. Knott is gonna go down. Great coverage there from the Boilermakers, and Knott runs out of time, not able to scramble out and make a play happen with his feet. It brings up 2nd and 23. Going back to the deep ball. Knott gonna take a shot, and this one gets jumped. And there's a spark of momentum for Purdue. Who's gonna get it up to the 49. 40 seconds left, still plenty of time to try and go get some points here. 2nd and 10, 37 seconds left. From the shotgun, all the time in the world, eventually finds a man, no one's close to him, and that is easily field goal range right there. They want to go for it all though, 21 seconds, 1st and goal. Here is Drapp. From the shotgun, scrambles out, has a man, it's a dime. And the Boilermakers with a much needed touchdown to end this first half. Western still with the lead, but it is 17-10, what was just once 17-0. Purdue not rolling over, making a good play on defense, responding accordingly in a crunch time scenario. And that is how we're going to end this first half. Not bad. Definitely some good things to gaunt at, but we should be blowing this team out. 2nd and 10. Purdue would receive. Here they come. It's going to be a play action for Trapp over the middle's got a man. Blown coverage, and we're running into each other on defense. A one-play touchdown for the Boilermakers, and this game is now tied up. The Boilermakers absolutely seizing momentum, and it is Roderick Turbin there finding the end zone. It is now tied up. Wake up offense. Here comes Nick McNeil on the drag. A nice spin move from McNeil, and that is how we get the chains moving here early in the third quarter. 5:48 left, 3rd and 6. Not really needs to make a play here. Over the middle, there is Ben Lance having a good day. Ben Lance is going to be tackled down in Purdue territory. Not seeing a whole lot of Nick Elkins yet. 1st and 10. We're going to audible out of the run. Does Nick McNeil have the one-on-one here? He sure does. He's gone. He's absolutely gone, and there is the touchdown, the first of the year for Nick McNeil, who we thought really deserved the Heisman last year. 3,000 receiving yards. I'd say he deserved it. He didn't get it. We're going to try and get it for him this season because he got it his freshman year. I wanted to run the table with him all 4 years. Didn't happen. That's a nice run there for Purdue. Does Purdue have the balls to respond here? Do they have it in their Duffy? 1st and 10, halfway through the 3rd. Shotgun snap. Sipping my coffee here. That's going to be out to the outside. A nice juke move. Gets 2 defenders gone. And that is going to be another 1st down. Purdue's offense has woken up officially. 4 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. Trap. Throws a deep shot. What a ball! And James Bliss again on the coverage. He has an interception, but he has also blown 2 massive plays. And it is 24 all. 1st and 10 for Knott. We got a play action lined up here. What's going to happen? Mike Otis does not take it. We're throwing it over the middle. A bad decision from Knott, and that's number 2 for him. Purdue. Doug Yancey gets the interception, and now the Boilermakers are within striking distance. 1st and goal from the 9. Scrambling out. Does he have the legs to get there? He's going to fumble in. Oh my goodness, after starting the game with 2 interceptions, Trapp has gotten in his bag and Purdue has their first lead of the ball game. Like I said, every team is giving us their best shot as Eric Boss is going to find a nice corner there, getting us up to the 45-yard line. Nice return. We got to get some points. We got to get some touchdowns. I mean, Purdue is putting us in a shootout situation right now. There's a beautiful ball over the middle, and that's Jamie Antonio, the freshman. Wide receiver 6 takes advantage of his rep right there, and that's a big gainer. 1st and 10, 31-24, Knott from the shotgun. Back to McNeil. How many times are they leave that one open? And that one's going to get taken down at the 2-yard line. Probably could have juked his way in. Ben Lance has been the goal line back. Can he find his way in today again? Touchdown number 2 for Ben Lance. And we are tied up 31 all. Purdue with momentum and the ball. Here is Trapp. Down the field. What a ball! And he hangs on to it. Lane Wilkins swept his legs, and it did not matter. Purdue giving us everything they got in this 31-all crunch match. And you would say Trapp is outperforming Tyron Knott by a good bit, actually. And we head into the 4th quarter. Purdue with the ball, 2nd and 6. 31-31 from the shotgun on their own logo. Here is Trapp. It's going to be a run up the middle. What are we doing? See, that is how you lose these games. That is why are we giving me the ball for free? I'm okay with that, but that's unrealistic. 1st and 10 from the shotgun. We are going to run it with Lance here. He's had a very good day. He's going to find some nice blocks. And that's another 1st down run for Ben Lance. Moving this clock down a little bit further. We don't mind getting into a shootout, but I would like to have the lead first. And Knott is going to take a scramble, one of his first of the day, and this is going to go for a long one, picking his spots. A nice 30-plus yard run right there for Tyron Knott. 1st and 10 from the shotgun. On the field now, here is Nick Elkins, his first touch of the day. That's going to go for a 1st down. He says, Coach, why am I on the bench right now? 2nd and 5 from the shotgun. Knott moving the ball effectively this drive. This one's going to the backfield. Ben Lance again. Just going to dive down, not risking a fumble. That's his 3rd catch on the day. 1st and 10. We're going to get Nick McNeil the ball here. Jet touch pass. Staple in this offense. Gets it. Got it. To the side, to the edge, another nice spin move taken down, and he cracks 100 yards. He's got to be a lock to get 100 yards every game. I don't know if he's not gotten 100 yards in one of his games. And that's over the middle down at the 1. Purdue trying to hold firm here. Stadium going bonkers. It is 3rd and goal. From the 1, Knott is going to find it in the QB sneak. Seemed a little close there, but that'll be his first rushing touchdown. And they are going to call this one back. I thought he was short, and the replay would prove it was short, and we are not taking a field goal at the 1-yard line. Therefore, we're using a timeout, and Knott's throwing the ball here on 4th and 1. 3 minutes left. Over the middle, he's going to have the tight end. There is Jeremy Skaggs finding separation. Oh, reliable Jeremy Skaggs. And it's a 7-point lead for WKU. Purdue has responded all game. Does Trapp have another one in? Sideline delivery gets both feet down. Trapp is ballin'. 1st and 10 midfield in Western Territory. 2:39 in this ball game left. At home, wanting to do it for the fans, to the end zone, and that one is gonna be intercepted. Dion Marvin is gonna bring it down, and let me tell you guys, oh my goodness, that was scary. Whenever he threw that up to the end zone, I was 100% thinking, that's gone. Just like Nick McNeil here. He's gone, and that should put a cap on this one. 45-31, finally the explosive deep ball to Nick McNeil. They've been covering all game, just not on this one. I believe they got more aggressive on defense. We took advantage. We hit it over the top. It's a 14-point lead. Now Purdue still fighting after that national championship. We can't say the game's over before it's over. 2nd and 2, and there is Dion Marvin for his 2nd of the game, just going to go down in the end zone. And that is how this one will come to an end. Tyron Knott comes out, the defense with a total of 4 interceptions on the day. We win by 2 touchdowns, a complete team game, and that was scary. For our first Big Ten matchup, I thought Purdue might be a pushover. I thought it might be a blow-up, but that was tough. This junior year, if we could win the Big Ten and then go 3 for 3, win the 3rd natty in a row, I would probably cap the series, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Nick McNeil, here's your player of the game. 7 catches, 2 touchdown catches, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. Shout out Purdue for fighting. They're going to start 0-1 on the year. We go to 1-0. We'll probably still be the number 1 team trapped. 4 interceptions. That's pretty rough, 2 in the last garbage time, but 400 yards kept his team in the game. Not a great game. 2 interceptions, but 380 yards. Found Nick McNeil when he needed to. Had a much better second half than first half. Not the best rushing game from Tyron Knott, but a lot of those numbers are skewed because he got sacked. But rushing the ball, we got to get Nick Elkins more involved. That's on me. I just want to see what we got in Mike Otis and Ben Lance. Receiving-wise, Ben Lance was heavily involved. Jeremy Skaggs with a touchdown. Got to get Simon Yu and Isaiah Council going more. Isaiah Council especially could be a star on this team. And defensively, Torrey with the sack. We got James Bliss, Lane Wilkins with the pick 6, and then 2 at the end from Dion Marvin. So, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the support recently. We are going into year 8 of the WKU Dynasty. This could potentially be the last season. I don't know. Y'all have a blessed day.